Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Fast Friday Facts for October the 16th. Thanks for joining us. As you can tell, I've invited Laura Perry to join us. She's our District Instructional Coordinator, and we've been talking about several different things. We thought maybe we ought to talk with you guys about it and share some thoughts that we've had over the past few weeks as we've gotten into this unique opening of schools. So we've had some unique times, haven't we?
Yes, we have, and so many things have happened, and I know last night you had a board meeting and you all made some decisions, so they might want to know about that.
So what Ms. Perry's talking about is last night the Board of Education decided to accept our proposal of using the RED in the COVID-19 mode of instruction metrics for determining whether or not we're in-person learning or not. Red's a school color, but this is the time that we'd really rather not see red. We'd like to stay orange or less, and we update some sites each day to let you know where we are. But basically what we've said is if we do go red as a county and we have to close in-person learning, then what that means is everyone will return to virtual learning. So school will continue just back the way it was before, and we'll stay in that environment for the remainder of that week. So what that means is if we had to go out on a Wednesday, we'd stay out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If we went on Friday, we'd just be out on Friday. But we'll always look at the weekend to determine whether we can get back on Monday, and our fingers are crossed we can always get back that quickly. So
Sounds good.
yeah, that's kind of what we talked about last night. That's been approved, and that's what we'll be looking at moving forward. But our hope is that we'll get to replicate what we had this week, which is a whole week of school. So this was our first full week. It's the middle of October, and I know you've been out looking around, so why don't you tell us about some of the things you saw?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, because I've visited all of the schools this week, and it has been wonderful to see all the kids and all the teachers back in school together. The kids are following all the procedures, and they're wearing their masks, they're changing classes and staying on separate sides of the hallway. They're cleaning their desks before the next group comes in, and then when the next group comes in, they stand back and wait till the desk dries, and then they sit down. And it's just been really refreshing to see all the kids back together again and learning together in school.
That's really cool. That's really neat.
And I know we've got some changes coming up, so
Right.
I believe today was the day for people to make their change if they decided that they were going to go from distance learning to in-person learning again, starting with the next 9 weeks. So what are those numbers looking like, Mr. Stoll?
So it looks like they're increasing, and we think that's good. We really feel
For
like
sure.
being in person is where all of us want to be, where all of us need to be. So as you said, some decisions are being made by some families and some individuals about what they want to do next, and we do see more kids coming back. And that creates some challenges for us because that means we can't leave as many teachers in the virtual capacity as we have, so we're bringing some of those folks back as those students are coming back as well. And so that leads to a question that I have for you, and that is, since there are going to be fewer virtual teachers, how are we going to continue to support those students who are staying home, particularly our youngest students?
Okay, well, we'll start with the oldest students because everything will stay pretty much the same for our oldest kids. Our middle school and high school students, everything's going to stay the same with their plan. We'll be able to just keep rolling, yes. But with our elementary students, because we are bringing all the teachers back, except for one in each building, pretty much, we will be using an online platform to help with those students. And the platform is called Imagine Learning, and it is a research-based platform that has shown to have really high results in all the districts that have used it. We have several surrounding districts that are using that for their online learning platform, and so there will be teachers that will be assigned to those students also.
Okay.
And the teachers will monitor the kids and motivate, mentor, still meet with them each day to get their day started.
Great.
But then they'll be on a self-paced platform where they can move through the standards at their own pace. And that'll be in reading, language and literacy, which would be reading, writing, speaking, and listening, and in math. So we're really excited because we think this is going to be a great opportunity to have smaller numbers in school, but still have a great option for our students who are in distance learning.
And if I remember correctly, it's connected to the Kentucky Academic Standards,
It sure
so it's not
is.
like we're sending them out to do something different. So when those students
Right.
do come back to us, they'll be prepared and ready for that as well, right?
Right, and we can even place the lessons in the same order, so that if we're doing a fractions unit at school, with the in-person kids, we can do a fractions unit with our kiddos who are in distance learning also,
That's great.
so we can
Great
all
to
be
hear.
aligned.
So lots of things you'd never expect to have to talk about
Mm.
in a school environment, but the neat thing is we've been able to figure out some solutions and some workarounds. You said something earlier, I'll just share this with you because it's made me laugh so many times. You talked about students traveling on the right-hand side of the hallways.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks ago, I was at the middle school, and the middle school has divided their hallways real clearly. And I was walking through the front hall and had drifted. I was on the wrong side. And the great thing was that we had a teacher who called me on that and said, "Hey, you need to get back on the right side of the hallway," which is
They
really
will
cool.
do that.
They will.
Yes.
And I was so impressed because somebody might have looked and said, "Hey, I'm not going to tell him," but she did. And I won't tell you her name, but her initials are April Clark. And so,
Thank you, Ms. Clark.
She did a great job, and I know other teachers out there are doing those exact same things, and we really appreciate that. So that's what we wanted to share with you today. We want to make sure that you know that we are constantly looking at things that we can do to make things better and smoother. We appreciate feedback that we get from everybody, and so we hope we've been able to answer a couple questions for you today and let you know the directions that we're headed. So again, hopefully we don't have any red to deal with. Hopefully we get to see all of our students every week for the full week.
for
That's
sure.
really what we want to have happen. So we appreciate you joining and being part of today. Ms. Perry, thanks for joining and being a part of
You're
this today.
welcome.
Appreciate that. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you on Monday.